All right, let's dive into something that truly separates the high achievers from, well, everyone else. We're talking about mastering your emotions instead of letting them run your life. And it all kicks off with one pretty provocative idea.
Wow, okay, that's a bold statement, right? But this is the core idea we're going to unpack. The thinking here is that our feelings, which we often trust as our own personal compass, are really just these outdated biological glitches that can and do sabotage us in the modern world. So what's the real damage when we let our emotions take the wheel? You know, the cost of reacting isn't just a fleeting moment of regret. It's this collection of hidden prices we end up paying every single day.
I mean, just think about it for a second. That one tense meeting where you snap back. Boom, your professional reputation takes a hit. Or that tiny disagreement with your partner that just explodes out of nowhere. Suddenly a key relationship is strained. These aren't just one-off incidents. They're incredibly costly reactions that have real, lasting consequences for your career and, maybe even more importantly, for your own self-respect.
And what's happening under the hood here is so crucial to understand. Every single time you react emotionally, you're not just having a bad moment. No, you are literally carving a pathway in your brain that makes it easier to lose control the next time. You are actively training your own brain for failure.
And check out this number, because this shows the long-term biological cost. A single angry email, just one, can flood your system with stress hormones like cortisol. And these chemicals, they don't just disappear. They can hang around, clouding your judgment for more than 2 hours. Think about that. One reaction can sabotage a huge chunk of your day.
So, if reacting is so damaging, why on earth do we do it? Well, the truth is, it's not some personal flaw you have. It's actually a biological feature. Your brain is basically running on some seriously outdated software. Let's get into why that is.
You've got this constant tug-of-war happening inside your head. On one side, you have your prefrontal cortex. That's your logical CEO. It's smart, but it's slow and deliberate. And on the other side, you have the amygdala. That's your primitive alarm system. And it is lightning fast, designed to react to saber-toothed tigers, not sarcastic emails. And this whole situation leads to something called an amygdala hijack. This is the moment that primitive alarm system completely takes over the controls. The problem is, it can't tell the difference between a real physical threat and, say, a social one. So it triggers the exact same life or death, fight or flight response to a critical comment as it would to an actual predator. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
And this timeline, wow, this is everything. Your emotional brain, the amygdala, reacts in just 12 milliseconds. But your rational brain, the prefrontal cortex, doesn't even get the message for nearly half a second later. This is why you feel and react way before you even have a chance to think. You're in a neurological race that you are designed to lose from the start.
But here's the good news. Even though that time gap is tiny, that's where all your power is. The key to taking back control isn't to somehow stop feeling things. It's about creating just a little bit of space between that trigger and your response. And this, my friends, is the power of the pause.
And here is the exact tool to do it, the STOP method. It's a simple 4-step brain hack. First, just S, stop. Physically stop, hands off the keyboard. This sends a signal to your brain that you're taken over. Second, T, take a breath. A little box breathing can instantly calm your nervous system and shut down that stress response. Third, O, observe. What are the cold, hard facts here, separate from the emotional story you're telling yourself? And finally, P, proceed. Now you can make a conscious choice, one that actually lines up with your goals.
Now, using the STOP method is a game changer, but it's really the first step. True mastery is a journey, and this journey is laid out in 4 pretty distinct levels that show the path from basically being a slave to your emotions to becoming their master.
So most people live their whole lives at level 1, completely clueless that they even have a choice. Then you get to level 2, where you know you're reacting, but you do it anyway and then try to justify it. Sound familiar? The real goal is level 3, where you consciously choose your response. But the highest level, level 4, is something else entirely. It's called emotional alchemy, where you actually learn to transform negative energy into a powerful asset.
So what does this alchemy actually look like? Well, instead of letting anger boil over into some destructive outburst, you learn to channel that intense energy. You transform it into a relentless drive to go solve the very problem that made you angry. You turn a liability into pure motivation.
And the same exact thing goes for fear. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, you can reframe it. You start to recognize that the physical sensations of fear, the racing heart, the adrenaline, are almost identical to excitement. You can literally transform that nervous energy into the fuel you need to step up and seize the very opportunity that's scaring you.
When you can do this consistently, when you really master the pause and start practicing this emotional alchemy, you unlock the ultimate reward. And it's probably not what you think. It isn't about being calm and zen all the time. It's about building true, unshakable confidence.
I mean, this just redefines the whole concept, doesn't it? Real confidence isn't about how much money you have or what other people think of you. It's an internal certainty. It's that deep, quiet knowledge that no matter what happens, no matter the challenge, you have the inner tools to handle it.
And this kind of confidence, it rests on these 4 pillars. It comes from knowing deep down that you are in control of your own inner state. It's built by developing real competence and skills. It comes from living with integrity, where your actions match your values. And it's forged in the fire of resilience, by proving to yourself over and over again that you can get back up after you've been knocked down.
So here's the bottom line. Your emotions are just data. They're signals giving you information, but they are not commands that you have to obey. So the next time you feel that flash of anger or that surge of anxiety, just remember, you have a choice. That tiny gap between the stimulus and your response, that's where your entire future is built. The only question left is, how will you choose to respond?